Hello, hello, hello there everyone. Alex here with Lucksack Games, here for another league with our Mono Blue Rogue stack. See what we can do with this. We've had a couple good runs with this deck. Made some cash at some 1Ks, but let's see how it does online today. There's 481 active players in the queue. Hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly here. Our trophy leader is, of course, EW Landon. If we do pair against Eric, we're pretty well set off. A deck full of counter magic, even a slow clock, and a couple surgicals in the sideboard is about all we need to beat Reanimator. Oh, let's take a peek at the deck. We don't need to just sit here and watch this countdown. Alright, for those of you that aren't familiar, so Mono Blue Rogues. Bring these a little bit up in size. So we've got 14 islands, 2 wastelands, 2 chrome mox, 4 curiosity, and 4 curious obsession. To put on True Name Nemesis and Invisible Stalker. Try and get in there for some damage and draw some cards. Alright, we won the die roll. It's a good start. We would like to play first. This looks like a keep to me. We have a Daze, we have a Ponder. Probably going to Slitherblade on one. If they remove it, that's fine. We'll Ponder on 2. Probably won't fight over the removal on the Slitherblade, considering we have 3 threats in hand, though. Alternatively, we could try and Ponder on 1 to try and hit our land drops for Invisible Stalker and True Name, but I feel like we can just do that on 2. Alright, Janky B, are you keeping? Are you keeping your opening hand? Let's find out. So our ideal draws would be another island or a curiosity. Curiosity or Curious Obsession. Curious Obsession obviously marginally better. Every creature in the deck is either unblockable or named True Name Nemesis, which makes him better than unblockable. Testing a few different lightings there. Alright. Opponent's keeping on 5, and we'll start with a Slitherblade and a pass. Probably not what our opponent expected. Alright, opponent, what do you have? This looks like red-black Reanimator to me. Yeah, it's an unmask. Targeting us. Yep. So I imagine this takes our Daze so that they can try and go off this turn. Yep. Ooh, takes our Daze and they... Oh, takes our Spell Pierce. Alright, sure. Let's go ahead and Ponder. Wasteland looks pretty good to me, and so does Echoing Truth. So we're gonna top that, top that, top that. No... Wasteland deal. Alright, let's get him for 1. So we'll draw Echoing Truth next turn. And turn after that, we'll draw into the island. Perfect. Opponent misses their second land drop. So I did stack those backwards. I should have put the Echoing, obviously the island first. We'd be able to get Invisible Stalker down this turn. Okay, opponent has Badlands down. Goes for unmask. That's fine. Targeting us again. Sure. We still have this Dazed opponent, but we also have this Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth, obviously not the best interaction for them, as them drawing 14 cards is still pretty bad. Entomb, sure. Alright, let's go ahead and play this island and get in for another point. Unfortunately, our clock is very, very slow. Alright, but it does not quite have the reanimation effect yet. I think we have to hope to dodge for just one more turn and get this True Name Nemesis down. So we're getting him for 4 turns, so our opponent's dead in 4. Ooh, they drew the Dark Writ. Okay, well this is a reanimation. How much they draw here is going to be a little interesting. Darn. Because we do have so much power in play. Sure, opponent goes to 9. The thing we're most scared of here is an Elishnorn. Because an Elishnorn in play we can't beat currently. So of note, that was not a misplay to leave down Echoing Truth. We can still Echoing Truth on our next turn. Alright, opponent going all in on having to find Elishnorn now. Because they are now dead to our onboard and True Name Nemesis. That was an interesting decision. To be fair, I don't think they could have beat us in 3 attacks anyways, but second Dark Ritual means that they're probably getting there. Yep. That's Elishnorn. Put it in place so I can concede, opponent. I can't concede until you actually put it on the battlefield. Because if you can't put it on the battlefield, you're dead. Well played. Well played. Alright, Janky B. Alright, Janky B, we've got some stuff for you. We've got some stuff for you. So, we've got lots of stuff that doesn't do much against them. But let's see here. True Name actually isn't that great of a threat against them, for the reasons you just saw. So we're going to go ahead and board down on those. We don't actually want these Commandeers, even though they can steal, discard spells and such, they're just not that good. Echoing Truth, we're also just going to go down to 1 of those. It's not that powerful of interaction. These Spell Piercers are premium. Snapbacks are okay, but not super stellar. Forces are great. Surgicals are great. Dazes are fine. I'm probably boarding out 2 Curiosities and a Chrome Mox here, and going with that. We would like to play first. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, even though the hand doesn't have a creature, because it does have quite a bit of interaction. And the Ponder might find us into a creature. Of note, if we do find a creature off the Ponder, we're putting it on top. Ooh, opponent kept it 7 this time. That's less than ideal for us. Alright. Well, we found 2 creatures, so I lied. I'm actually going to draw 1 of them. So now if the opponent discard spells us and wants to take the Slither Blade, which I'd be shocked, then that's fine. And if they don't, then we can we'll probably just play Stalker and pass, and the Slither Blade will pitch to a Force of Negation. I really just don't want them to have the information, so let's go ahead and take this away from them. Curious if they try to go in on it now. Swarm, huh? I'm a little sad that we pitched our guy now, because now we won't be able to play Stalker next turn. But that's okay, we'll go Island Pass. Still have Force of Negation. I like Xanthid Swarm a lot. I was definitely one of the early adapters. I play Red-Black Reanimator in Paper. Alright, let's hope they didn't board in any edicts. Be very surprised if they boarded in any edict effects. Ideally, I would love to be able to not have to pitch this Curious Obsession to a Force of Negation. That would make me very, very happy. That's an Entomb. Can't do anything about that. Force of Negation only has text while tapped out on your opponent's turn. So if they go for a reanimation effect, we will Force of Negation it. Good old Gristlebees. Do you have it, opponent? Do you have it? No. Not only do you have it, it's reanimate. Alright, well. No. Show me the second one now. I know you have it. I know it's in your hand. Well, there I was saying that I think Reanimator's a fine matchup, and then losing to it immediately. Just Faithless Looting. That's fine for us. Force is okay. Force is okay. We're just going to get in for one here. At least they didn't put Gristleband on the battlefield, so, I mean, we're still playing Magic here. Play third land, probably play around days. Hit the reanimate. Yep. Echoing Truth? Oh, God, that's so ironic. Alright, we can't win this game anymore. Well played, opponent. Unfortunately, I spilled something everywhere. Because that's just how life be sometime. Alright, well played, Reanimator, opponent. 0-1. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. I don't think that we could have let that Reanimate resolve and tried to Curious Obsession into the Echoing Truth. That just seems way too greedy. Alright. Lost the die roll. I don't like this 4-land hand. I think if one of these islands was another spell, I'd probably keep this, but on 7, I feel like we can take a hit. Have to wait for our opponent's permission before we can, though. OP, OP, what have you for us? Take a hit? Well, this hand is significantly worse than the first one. Well, not significantly worse. Worse, definitely. I think I'm going to go ahead and take one more. Yeah, this hand's great. We're going to put back Island Echoing Truth, and then these 5 cards are going to get us there. That's the plan. Keep. Bottom, bottom. See what the opponent's playing. Land Grant. Okay. Are we about to get belched out? Yes. If so, this is probably not a terrible matchup for us with 8 Force of Wills post-board. LED? Sure. Gamble? Yes. Echo of Aeons. Yeah, alright. Sure. That's pretty hot, opponent. We draw into a bunch of Force of Wills. Sweet. Sweet. Well, that's fine. They're probably just going to do it again. Rite of Flame puts them to 2. Alright, so this one we're going to go ahead and counter that. See if the opponent has another thing. Another Echo of Aeons. Well, unfortunately, opponent, we're going to counter that. Put you to 0 cards in hand. Alright. We don't really have much going on either, though, to be fair. Alright. So we still have a lot that we have to draw into as well, but the opponent wasn't able to kill us, so that was a great start. Brazen Borrower is not terrible. If we can hit a second Mana Source, we can bounce his Chrome Mox, effectively Stone Raining them. Mana Source. Force of Will is not something I will complain about, that's for sure. Opponent looks like they're thinking about going for something again. Cool deck, that's for sure. It's like Belcher, but with Echo of Aeons. And Gamble. Draw 7s are fun. Draw 7s are lots of fun. Opponent looks like they're doing math. Burning Wish Hardcast. I think I'm okay pitching this Curiosity. I imagine this gets a Stone Rain for our Chrome Mox, and that puts us too far behind. Land? Really need it? Alright, that's fine. Opponent has now been Force of Will 3 times. Had second Burning Wish, sure. What do you grab, opponent? You have access to your entire sideboard. Echo of Aeons. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ooh, a Ponder. I'm in for a Ponder. Island? Love me. 3 islands? Yes. I will keep this Ponder. No. Island pass. Well, we have the ability to daze, and that's it currently, but that's okay. Manamorphose. Daze. Cast Counterspell. That's fine. Alright, that's probably their whole turn. Alright. So what we do here is we're going to cast Petty Theft and Stone Rain them. They can replay it, mind you. But by taking them off a land, that seems like exactly what we kind of want to be doing. Also, by removing this from our hand, we've given ourselves access to an 8th card in our hand if they echo. This one resolves because we can't do anything about it. Gambling. Probably for a the LED they discarded. Yep. Yep. Alright, opponent. I'm going to put my clock into play. Finally on turn 8 next turn. Yep. Are you scared? Here comes my clock. Boom. It's a 3/1. It has flash. Ooh. Clock intensifies. Now it's a 4/2. Alright, let's get in there with our 4/2 and draw a card. Yes, absolutely, we'd like to draw a card. As much as I'd like to get this true name down, I think I'd rather Ponder. Double Force of Will. Yes, please. Alright, well, we're probably not dying next turn, and then we're drawing 2 cards again, so sweet. This is what the deck looks like when it starts to get online. Alright, opponent's just passing, sweet. So we're going to lead off on a Ponder. See if we can find another Curious Obsession effect. Like Curious Obsession, for example. Slam the Curious Obsession on that. And let's get in there for 5. Draw 2 cards. Hold up Double Force. Rawr. Well, I guess it's just single force. I'll have 2 forces in hand, but I'll only be holding up a single one of them. It doesn't really change the clock to play this True Name. Yes, it does. Takes a turn off the clock to play True Name. Protection from them. Alright, we have 1 force. Next turn we'll probably have 2. Turn after that, they will be dead. Alright, sweet. We got game 1. So opponent kind of did their thing, but drew us into a whole bunch of Force of Wills, which didn't seem to really benefit them that much. So let's see. Surgicals. Surgicals seem good. Do I want Jits as an out to the Goblins? I kind of feel like I don't, because I already have Echoing Truth. And I feel like that's probably the correct call there. Wasteland seems fine, even if it's only against their 1. Chrome Mox seems great, especially if they're going to be wheeling us. What 5 cards do we take out? I guess True Name, while it's a reasonable clock, is also our slowest threat. So go down to 1 of those, and probably cut 2 Curiosities. Cut some number of blue cards as well, which is probably a consideration. Yeah, I'm actually going to bring back in one of those Curiosities over a Chrome Mox. Let's try it like that. Opponent almost assuredly will be putting themselves on the play. While they decide, though, I'll be turning on my heater. Okay, so why this one might be a little bit risky of 1, because we only have 1 land. We do have Surgical and Force of Will, so I think this one's a keeper. Pretty sure the opponent's on Belcher. The trick with Belcher is to keep them from getting to 4 mana. As you saw last game, we countered their Desperate Ritual when they had 2 Empty the Warrens in hand. If we hadn't, when we went to counter their spell, Storm triggers, we lose the game, basically. Alright, let's go to them. Alright, opponent, turn 2. What do you have? Looks like they took 1 mulligan. Went to 6. Looks like they're passing. Land. Yes. Alright, let's get down this Stalker. Stalker's going to be a premium threat. Veil of Summer Cycle. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this resolve. And then we're going to Surgical away all of the Veil of Summers. Go away, Veils of Summer. Alright, opponent, what do you have in hand? You do have 1 in hand. Got him. Got him. Ooh, they've got nothing going on in hand. Alright, so let's take a peek at their deck while we have it up. Here's their deck for anyone curious in their list. Ooh, and Autumn's Veil? And Autumn's Veil? Ooh, alright, opponent. That's pretty spicy. That's pretty spicy. So we still have to worry about them still having 2 of them. And they are a Charbelcher deck. That's good to know. Cool. Post board, they do not have access. Are they in their hand, all their burning wishes? Let's go ahead and take a peek at their hand as well. No burning wishes post board. Alright, I can dig it. Cool. Alright, go ahead, opponent. You no longer have access to Veils of Summer. And Autumn's Veil, while it's still a blowout, does not cantrip. Alright, let's get our Invisible Stalker suited up and start drawing some cards. Unfortunately, this one does not pump power and toughness, but it does draw us a card, so in my opinion, that is better. Ooh. Hello, another Force of Will. I think doubling our clock is worth having to potentially pitch Echoing Truth to Force of Will. Okay, got that one. 2-0 against an Echo of Aeon's Belcher deck. So that's generally how it should play out against Control, is that, or not Control, Combo, is we're the Control deck, and what we try and do is control, get an early threat down and just counter everything of relevancy and just beat them to death. That game, once we took away their Veil of Summers, the opponent, we saw that they didn't really have anything in hand. I'm pretty sure they felt that once we started drawing some extra cards that even when they found what they were looking for, they wouldn't be able to stick it without the Veil they had in hand. So the read on this one, for those of you watching out there, is that because they cycled that Veil so aggressively end of turn, is why I read that they probably had another one in hand. So at that point, Surgical Extraction not only becomes a discard spell, but also takes away their best card that would stop us from being able to interact with them in the future. So definitely feel like played that one correctly. Also a little bit luckier that game, of course, than we were one. But hey, you know, we're all about luck on this channel. We love being lucky. So let's see if we can be lucky again this next round. Won the die roll. It's a good start. Hand's a little middling. Let's go ahead and take a hit. This one's keep. Probably ship back Force of Negation. Since we're on the mole and we already have double days. Alright, so let's see. It's a shame we have to draw all three of these if we want this land. I think that's fine though. Hitting our first couple land drops is important. Alright, I'm just going to pass here. Let's go ahead and play our Invisible Stalker. Pass to the opponent. See what they're playing. Verdant Catacombs pass. I'm feeling Reanimator. Feeling Reanimator? Reanimator twice in the same league, potentially? It's not the same opponent, that's for sure. Ooh, Storm? Bug? What are you, opponent? Ooh, Food Chain? Alright, that's Chalice on 1. For those of you that don't know, we don't like Chalice for 1 around these parts. Chalice for 1 scares us a lot. A lot of our deck costs 1. Our hand doesn't look super 1 heavy right now, but the deck itself is pretty 1 heavy. So let's just get in for a single point and pass the turn to the opponent. Interesting. A bug-colored deck that plays a Chalice on 1. They're that Dark Confidant deck, aren't they? With Mox Diamond. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Hello, Oko. I think I just pick up an island here. Alright, let's try and draw a Curiosity or Curious Obsession here. Either one would be excellent. Slither Blade's not miserable because at least it allows us to get a little bit more of a clock, but we definitely wanted one of our draw effects. Alright, imagine they're going for another Oko here. Sylvan Library, that's fine. So we're probably just going to bounce that one. It's going to allow them to draw a bunch of extra cards, and we're not really a fan of that. Yeah, and with this free second Echoing Truth, we're just going to do this now. Put that back into your hand, opponent. Thank you. In for 2. Probably going to try and block with the Dryad Arbor, because if so, that's fine. Nope. Punishing Fire? Alright, let's keep it on the field another turn. I don't really care about it that much, but at the same time, you know, they may not present us with many more Spell Pierce targets. Deck seems interesting though. 4-color punishing bug. Alright, resolving their library. Maze of Ith. Alright, well, making our Slither Blade look a little silly at the moment. Let's go ahead and play another one. Bounce this again. Attack with all. They'll bounce Slither. They'll stop Slither Blade, and then they'll be at 12, and it'll be their turn. It's a shame we do Slither Blade since we have 8 Curiosity effects and only 3 of those in our deck. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, as Bruce Nolan says. Dak Faden, sure. I'll cycle them through the cards they don't need anymore. That's a pretty good draw for our opponent. Yeah, they're the Mox Diamond. Are they just lands? I think they might just be lands. Opponent resolves Sylvan Library for like the 5th time. We draw into Forest, not too useful at the moment. We're gonna get at them. Yes, there's consideration taking Dak off the field, but it would take 3 attacks to take Dak off the field, and 3 attacks to our opponent is 6 points of damage. So if we can draw into like a True Name Nemesis, we definitely want to be putting their life total way lower. Possible, since they appear to be the lands deck. I originally put them on the Dark Confidant deck. If they are going to Merit Leisure, I definitely aggressively use those Echoing Truths. Abzan colors, sure. Alright, cool. They are the Dark Confidant deck. Maverick. There it goes to me. Alright, a Wasteland. Well, we're dead in 2 turns if I Wasteland them. And, awkward. I think we just gotta concede and not show them much more of our deck. And sideboard in 4 back to basics. I'm also actually going to take these Commandeers too, since the opponent appears to have quite a few non-creature spells as well. Alright, so these Force Negations, when you bring in Commandeer, you generally sideboard out Force Negation. Can't afford that much card disadvantage. And if they're a Punishing Fire deck, you know what card is a real good Punishing Fire target? The Slither Blade. So let's go ahead and remove it from our deck. Anything else we want to do? We definitely don't want to bring in Jit. Possible we want Surgicals, but I don't feel like it. Alright, let's try it like this. Would you like to play first? We would. Alright, this one's slow, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Slow, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Bad keep. Story of my life. Hand's bad, snap keep. Hopefully we get Spell Pierce, something really relevant, and this back to basics wins us the game. Ooh. And we'll be able to resolve back to basics with Daze, which isn't too big of a deal. They can just float for Abrupt Decay, and Abrupt Decay can't be Daze. Well, that's not an accurate statement, is it? It can be Dazed to 0 effect. Alright, opponent, what are you doing to us here? No. Okay, that's fine. I cannot stop cycle lands. Of all the powers that my deck has, stopping cycling lands is not one of them. Alright, opponent. I'm going to go ahead and just resolve True Name here, because I feel like we can get this back to basics down next turn. We'd like, ideally, to get it down while they're tapped out and don't have up Abrupt Decay. Also, since we're tapped out, it kind of incentivizes them to try and cast a spell here. See if they bite. It's definitely a spell. Ooh. It's definitely a spell. Alright, let's go ahead and Daze this. And then we're going to slam this back to basics on the table. It's very important that you slam it on the table. Your opponent has to know that you're a very rude individual for back to basicsing them. And if you don't slam it, they may mistake you for a generous and kind individual. They have their forest. Nice. Alright, opponent has a forest. And we got there. Back to basics, very rude magic card. Very rude magic card. Alright, so anything we want to change for being on the draw? I don't think so. One hilarious note is if we gain control of like an Abrupt Decay that's targeting our back to basics, we can redirect it to a Sylvan Library or our own creature. Or hopefully an enchantment on the creature over the creature itself. But, you know. The plays to win the game are not always the plays that are fun to make. As I look at this hand. This hand has hit 2 land drops in a row. Has minor interaction. I'm going to keep it. But good chance we should have mulliganed this one. Yeah, opponent's Mox Diamond resolves. Ideally, they don't have Chalice of the Void on one. Looks like that's what they're going for here, though. If so, the hand is absolutely miserable. Hashtag vomit. This is a Chalice for one. Alright. Well then. Double True Name Nemesis Keep is good against Chalice for one if we hit a couple lands. There's our first one. There's no point in Chalice checking on Moto. Moto's always got our opponent's back. Alright, opponent looks like they kept their hand entirely on the back of that Chalice for one. So another land. I'm sorry, is that a Chrome Mox? Is that a Chromox? Looks like a Chromox. Alright, we're going to yield to that. And we're going to go ahead and... Oh, what do you got? You going to blow it up in response? I don't care about that. I won't exile a card. Okay, I'll exile a 1-drop. Land. True name Nemesis. Slam. Turn 2 true name. 1 land keep. Here's a turn 2 true name. Lucksack life. Go, opponent. Go. Alright, what's this, opponent? A Dark Confidant. No. No. You don't get a Bob. Bob's going to try and draw you into more stuff. That's not allowed. We're going to counter your Bob, and then we're going to play another island and slam another true name on the board. And then we're going to try and kill you before you can do anything too crazy. You. Attack. 3. It's a little unfortunate that our 1-drops died so early, but it's kind of nice that we had Force and Chromox to help offset that. Alright, opponent not casting a spell this turn. Sweet. And with this Force, we basically have Toxic Deluge covered as well. Attack with all. Take 6. You're down to 4. Or sorry, down to 10. Next turn you'll be down to 4. Mox Diamond's fine. Oko? I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't. Alright, let's try and draw into another Force. Another Force? Ponder. I remember there's a Chalice in play, so I'm not going to cast that. Alright, opponent. Is there a way you cannot be dead this turn? Is there a way that you cannot be dead this turn? There's not. We've now won 2 matches. So we lost pre-board in that one, but once we were able to board, change our deck plan a little bit, we were able to turn the corner. Additionally, I definitely feel game 1, drawing into so many creatures, and was a little bit of the death knell. So let's see what we can do here for match number 4. Bit of a luck sack there, keeping that 1 landing, still casting a turn 2 true name. Being on the draw is overpowered, chat. Being on the draw is overpowered. Nerf being on the draw quick. Oh, Johnson. Alright, next round opponents here. Lost the die roll. Darn. BBDerin. Do you think this is actually BBD? Well, we're keeping this hand. It's kind of our nut draw. If we were on the play, this would just be our absolute nut. Of on the play, Slitherblade on 1, daze your interaction, Curious Obsession hit you. Snow-covered forest, Chalice of the Void on 1. That sucks. Alright, well. Chromox. Oh. Hello there, Echoing Truth. There's a reason we have a couple of these main board, and one of them is definitely Chalice of the Void. Would they pitch Elvish Spirit Guide? Alright. I wonder if they're our mono green land stack. Please be our mono green land stack. That'd be so cool. Trinisphere, huh? Well, I mean, that's not going to resolve. Second Elvish Spirit Guide. Nice, nice. No. Alright, that's turned off at the moment. So, cool thing is we should be able to tag this Chalice on the way back down. So we're going to end a turn, bounce it, untap, place our Slither Blade. They would have missed the land drop and been unable to cast a spell, and we would have been able to true name. Awkward. Oh well. See what they do here. Hit a 3rd land drop. That seems scary. Their deck mostly starts at 3, I'd imagine. Tireless Tracker. Alright, I'm fine with that. I have a lot of 1-drops in hand. I still think I do that, but hitting the tireless tracker was definitely a consideration. Alright, well, let's go ahead and... Do we just get down Invisible Stalker and pass? Yeah, that seems better. This is a little bit awkward because if they do have another land to play to trigger Tireless Tracker, they'll also have another land to play the Chalice. I would love to Spell Pierce that opponent. Thank you for asking. Alright, opponent's gonna hit us for 3 here, no doubt. That's fine. Alright, let's hit a land. Another True Name. I'm actually going to go ahead and Curious Obsession this turn only because he'll draw us a card every turn. And if it's just a land this turn, we can still True Name. If it doesn't, we're going to Slither Blade. Yep. Draw us a card. Yep. Daze. Alright, that's fine. Slither Blade. Go. If they Chalice, we don't even care. Opponent reading Slither Blade almost assuredly. Yep, can't stop this 3-power thing yet. We will next turn. Next turn is the Year of the True Name Nemesis. Chalice on 1's fine. Alright. Sure. Oh, well, Wasteland doesn't do much. Okay. Generally, you should wait, because if you draw a Wasteland, you'd be able to Wasteland your opponent, but our opponent only has basics in play, so that's fine. Alright, second main. Let's go ahead and jam this True Name Nemesis. Choose my opponent. Alright, go ahead, opponent. Can you beat our mono blue threats? Currently, Chalice is shutting off 1 card in our hand, which, while we may be representing a Spell Pierce, we are definitely actually dazing. Spell Pierce doesn't do much under Chalice on 1. I'm hoping the opponent's buying into that we think we're holding up Spell Pierce and plays a 3-drop. That would just be ideal. Alright. Opponent's not biting. Opponent's probably not attacking either. Sweet. Alright, opponent's just doing nothing. That seems like a great way for us to start getting ahead. Alright, let's go ahead and go to combat. Get in for 6. And then we'll put a lethal threat on the board. Opponent cannot block. That's kind of the gimmick of the deck. Drew a useless Ponder, but that's fine. Play True Name. Choose our opponent. Pass the turn. Can you beat 2 True Name Nemesis and an Invisible Stalker? That fetch line looks like the start. There's a clue. Our opponent has a raging clue. I don't think it's quite enough, though. Toxic Deluge here, while it would be very powerful, we have a backup True Name. Probably don't even counter it. Probably don't even counter it. Yep. Because they have to Deluge for 1, which means that they go to 6. And we get to slam a True Name that's 2 turn clock. So, what have you, opponent? Fetch, concede. Hotline. Alright. Hey, chat. Think these back to basics are any good against our opponent's deck? I mean, they seem to be a lands-based strategy. These back to basics have to be good, right? Alright. In all seriousness, you bring in the 2 Force of Negations and the Chalice of the Void matchups. Because you don't want to get Chalice of the Voided. We're going to bring out these 2 Slither Blades because it's very likely that they're going to interact with them. Is there anything else we want to change? Nope. Let's go ahead and try that. I'll be right back. Kids are calling me, so. Hopefully I'm back before the opponent is. Well, my youngest boy broke my oldest boy's Mew, so he was very sad. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Opponent's likely thought seizing us on one anyways. Ancient Tomb into... Alright, go ahead and play a Chalice on one. We have Echoing Truth. In various flavors. So, we will not be pondering on one. Extra Obsession there is kind of nice. Trinus Fear. I'd prefer today's that like I did last time. I'm not sure why I floated when there's no 1-drop we could cast. Play around our opponent's days. Alright, third island there's not a terrible draw. It means we're gonna be casting all of our spells. Opponent has 5 mana. Is that Chalice on 2? Ooh. I think that's bad because I'm pretty sure that that means that Brazen Borrower can't counter the first one. Or can't bounce the first one. Because I'm pretty sure Petty Theft costs 2 on the stack. And since we're going to need all the threats we can to win this game, I'm actually not even going to try. First true name Nemesis. Choose you. You are my Nemesis opponent, and you're all the way down to 12, and this is a 3-1 with protection from you. Sweet. Sweet. Alright. Let's cut them off green. And we won the match. 3-1 so far with the Rogues. Let's see if we can make it 4-1. I'm going to go ahead and start the next match, but I've got a little baby to take care of. Well, not little baby, you know, toddler. Yes, dude? You want some water? Ask brother to share. Hey, you broke brother's toy. You broke brother's toy. Sorry. Womp womp. Alright, let's try again. Yeah. I've been removed because I was off taking care of my kids. I'll take it any day of the week. Alright, let's join match. Lost the die roll. That's fine. Hand looks pretty solid. Ponder in 4 cards has to find a second land. 5 cards, we get a draw step. Seems pretty good. Fetch basic island Ponder. Show and Tell or Storm. Maybe Miracles. Those are the decks I have them on right now. Well, we drew the mana, which is nice, but we definitely cannot wasteland their island. So let's go ahead and ponder here, see if we can find some free interaction. Days is free interaction. Let's go ahead and take it. So next turn we're going to Invisible Stalker, and the turn after that we're going to Curiosity and get in there. Main phase Brainstorm, huh? We're going to take that away from our opponent. This seems like they definitely need this Brainstorm to resolve. Apparently not. Apparently not, but that's fine. So we're not playing Invisible Stalker this turn, but we will next turn. I mean, in for a dollar, in for a dime. I will Spell Pierce your Brainstorm a second time. Alright, opponent fetching. Alright, your Ponder resolves. Do I just wasteland my opponent next turn? Since I don't have that Daze anymore, since I used down that Brainstorm, I think there's a good chance I do. Alright, so draw. Curious Obsession, huh? We knew that was there. If I wasteland, I can't Stalker anymore. That's the easy choice, right? Can't guarantee I'm drawing another land. Get your thing down this turn. Hope not to die. Please don't kill me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make up for it by wastelanding you. Make my guy a 2/2. Attack you. Trigger. Draw a card. Yes, absolutely. Didn't quite hit another land, which is a little unfortunate, but that is why I wanted to get the draw engine down now. Alright, opponent's still not doing anything. Definitely perpetuates the ideology that they are on Storm. I'm going to go ahead and get another Curious Obsession down, or Curiosity down. Because if I can just get in for 1 land, I can hold up Spell Pierce, and that seems pretty reasonable. I can also draw into Force of Wills, which seems pretty good. Alright, so we drew into the Force of Will, did not draw into the additional land. That's okay. Probably just pitching an Invisible Stalker here. So next turn we just get to get another Curiosity on our guy, start drawing 3 cards a turn. You know how life is. Sure. Let's go ahead and cast a Force here. Sure. Alright. Can we please draw a land in 3 draw steps? Go. Yes. Alright, so always yes, always yes, always yield, always yield. Yes. Hey, we hit the land. Cool. And 2 Force of Wills. That feels kind of like a lock for this one. That feels kind of like a lock for this game. Let's see if it is. Preordain. Let's go ahead and Spell Pierce that. I don't want our opponent to be able to set up where they can kill us through counter magic. And every time they miss land drops, we're killing them quite swiftly. Alright, let's go ahead and draw our 3 cards. This deck is so fun when it gets going. Alright, so apparently I'm not always yesing this one, so yes, always yes. Island. Alright, so sure. Island, and let's go ahead and get True Name down just to clock them a little bit faster. And then we'll go to discard. Alright, we still have double Force Up and a Daze. Alright, well, let's go ahead and force this. That's fine. Cabal Ritual. We're going to go ahead and Daze that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play a land. Once again, the opponent, when they have no non-basics in play, there's no point to trying to draw a Wasteland unless you feel you need it as interaction. Let's go ahead and draw our 3 cards here. Sweet. Second main. We've already played a land. Let's go ahead and go to cleanup. When this deck's functioning, you will go to cleanup a lot. But that's okay. That's fine. Opponent fetches here? Sure. Cabal Ritual. I'm going to go ahead and force that. Is that enough Force of Wills, opponent? That is enough Force of Wills. Sweet! Sweet. Alright. We're going to go ahead and bring in more interaction. There's no point in bringing in Commandeer. Fun fact, you can take their Storm spell, but their copies still belong to them. We're going to go ahead and sideboard out 2 of these Curiosities. And I think that's it. They're not a deck that appears to be able to interact with our Slitherblade, really. So that's ideal. That's pretty sweet. I probably should have brought in Surgical Extraction. Saw it just as I was submitting, which is unfortunately a little bit too late. This is a mulligan. We can't hope to draw into lands that well. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. We have tons of creatures we can draw into, and ponders to help find those creatures. So I still think this is a fine keep. Also, they literally, I'm sure there's some draw that kills us turn 1, but I don't think that they have it. Sure, opponent. Our hand is 2 Force of Wills, a Daze, a Curious Obsession. I assume you take either the Force of Will or the Force Negation. Yep. Took the more castable one, not shocked. Alright, woohoo, drew into ponder. Find us a creature. Yeah, you did. Alright, so we already have the second land. So we don't really need anything else, but let's go ahead and do that. If they thought sees us, then that way we're able to place Slitherblade still. Probably should have put it in the opposite order. That way they take away Slitherblade, yada yada yada. Either way, I figured I was probably pitching it to Force, but hey, you never know. Maybe I get lucky. Thought sees me. That's fine. Sure. See, this is why I should have done it in the opposite order, because they've now taken away the one that they have a harder time interacting with. That's okay. That also means that we can daze this turn if we feel we need to. Which I don't think we need to, but I'm gonna. I like aggressively countering cantrips against Storm. Otherwise they can't, unless they get lucky, they have a hard time setting up. Alright, here's our Slither Blade. We still pass with Force of Will if we need it. Please don't kill my Slither Blade. I need this 1/2. I need it. Yeah, that's going to happen. Which is scary, because that puts 3 new cards into their hand. It, in many situations, can be better than Ponder. Did you know that card's restricted in Vintage? I mean, so is Ponder. But isn't that ridiculous? Those cards are so powerful. Our opponent just gets to play all of them? Duress. Sure. So they're probably taking Curious Obsession here, because leaving us with the Force of Will. Yep. But that being said, they have 2 cards in hand and nothing. And we have a Slither Blade and nothing. Also 2 cards in hand, though, of note. So our opponent has definitely discarded us to death. See what they have here. Preordain. Yep, can't stop that one. We actually don't have interaction here, but we're bluffing it because they don't know that our last card in hand is Island. Thoughtseize, Duress. Yep, that all seems pretty normal. Will affect us a lot less on the draw. A lot less. On the play, sorry. Affects us a lot more on the draw. Alright, let's get in there for 1. It's not a fast clock, but it's what we've got to work with currently. Curious Obsession off the top would not only double our clock, but get the cards flowing, which would be just ideal. Alright, looks like I'm going to try and hard cast this Force of Will. Which, you know, does counter a spell. Also shows why I shouldn't have kept it over Force of Negation. The reason why I kept Force of Will over Force of Negation is Storm decks have been adapting Xanthid Swarm, which would not be, I wouldn't be able to interact with it with Force of Negation, and then I wouldn't be able to interact with them at all. So, I mean, they haven't killed us yet, so hopefully we can blank for 1 more turn. I don't think we can hope for them to blank for 11 more turns, but I think if we can start hitting them for 4 a turn, might just do it. They know our last card in hand. So if they have it, they're going for it here. It's a Golgari Charm. Okay. Been got by that one before, but this one has 2 toughness. It's why it's secretly one of the best cards in the deck. Second point in toughness matters sometimes. This thing can block and unflip Delver. It only blocks on the draw. This thing's a very aggressive creature. Do you see that blade in his hand? He's scary. This deck also used to play Triton Shorestalker as a 13th creature. It's a 1/1 Merfolk Rogue unblockable with very creepy flavor text. Go check it out if you haven't already. And yeah, instead Brazen Borrower is now filling that spot. Is Brazen Borrower also a rogue? I feel like Brazen Borrower is a rogue. But Brazen Borrower, replace that because it's interaction and petty theft and a creature with evasion. It's not unblockable, which is strictly worse. Flying is strictly worse than unblockable. As far as getting in there. It's, you know, strictly is a hard one to do because you can't block flying creatures. Just because you're unblockable. Alright, this long pause either means that the opponent is very frustrated at their draw or that we're dead. Let's find out which it is. This immediate fetch leads me towards the dead side. Yep. 2. Yep. mean, if you're just gonna, I was gonna say, if you're gonna discard me, you already know it's a force of will. Ad nauseam at 8 life. Maybe. Nah, Infernal Tutor. We're just dead, right? So let's see, they get Past in Flames here. Cast it, both Ritual, 5 floating. Okay. Go get Tendrils, Tendrils us. Alright, cool. I believe you have it, opponent. Alright. Definitely want some number of surgicals. Probably over 1 Brazen Borrower. Probably Daze too. Daze is so much worse when your opponent knows about it. A lot of the storm lines are for exactly lethal. So I am going to look through the deck because I'm not 100% sure on that. But let's see what we can do. Actually, I'm going to take out Chrome Mox and bring in Daze. Yes, Alex. Okay, I'm finishing up my last match and then I'll head out there, okay? Go play, dude. I'll be out in just a minute. Alright, would we like to be on the play for this game 3? We sure would. Alright, we're going to keep this. This can be one of those hands that gets us into trouble, but has a lot of what we're looking for. Ponder either needs to find us lands or a better threat. That's neither of those things. Alright, any order. Yes. And we got the Force of Negation anyways. Cool. So I'd prefer, if possible, that the opponent didn't get to know that we had Force of Negation. So we need to run off a couple lands here. 2 would be ideal. And then probably never another one. That's not a land. So we're going to have to pass for this one. Ponder showing us 3 non-lands was definitely a little scary. 4 non-lands. We shuffled. Brainstorm here. No, opponent. Let's not do that. Alright, well that's a good draw. One more of those and we start getting some action. So let's see what we can do. Lotus Petal. Brainstorm. Okay. I don't want to say okay to that, but I think I have to. I think the opponent is sensing weakness and going for it, which is great for us. Because guess what? Our hand isn't weak. I mean, given no land, it could be pretty weak. Alright, what spells this, opponent? Empty the Warrens. Ha 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 ha. Nice. Alright, yeah, that's fine. We're going to counter one of them. Actually, we'll probably counter 2. Do we want to counter 2? Yeah, probably. And we're drawing the Echoing Truth anyways. You're dying. Yeah, no, we're good. Just that one's fine. There's 8. Doesn't kill us in 1 swing, has to kill us in 2. And True Name Nemesis gets to block 1 and then get in with Curious Obsession to try and find us what we need. I think that's fine. They're going to take our Curious Obsession, which sucks because that was our draw towards Echoing Truth. But we still got our Echoing Truth for our Goblin's answers. That's why we sideboard out Brazen Borrower. Only bounces 1 Goblin. Yep. Opponent definitely taking the correct line there. I don't think I would have double forced Lotus Petals, even if the guy standing next to me at the tournament said I think he has Empty the Warrens in his hand. So, by the way, the reason why we forced him negation to the original Empty the Warrens was so they can't flash it back. Yep, opponent's going to get in here for 7. Yep. Alright. Echoing Truth, please. 1 Echoing Truth. Lucksack. Lucksack. Alright, alright, alright. Alright. Another draw towards it. Come on. Come on. We are the Lucksack Legion. Come on. We need that Echoing Truth. Yes. Not quite. Alright. We have Force of Will at, kind of. We have to draw 2 cards next turn. Trying for it. Yep, taking 7 here. I think the opponent knows our only line is to draw to Echoing Truth. But we're going to try to get there as hard as we can. If this is Thoughtseize, I will 100% just let it resolve. Dark Ritual. I'm going to go ahead and just cast Daze on that. That stops them from being able to cast another Empty the Warrens. At least this turn. So yep, Dark Ritual resolves. Infernal Tutor, yep. Yep. We're dead, chat. Alright, well played, opponent. Well played. There's no way we were getting around that. If we don't counter that, then they just cast Infernal Tutor, and we counter that with Force of Will. Kill us with Goblin. Alright. Well, I'm going to concede, but if our top 2 cards are Echoing Truth, I punted. Because we should have had 2 more draw steps. Oops. Return to details. We don't get to see. We don't get to see. Well. Alright, well, we finished 3-2 with the Mono Blue Rogues deck. Definitely should have just let the Dark Ritual resolve. Didn't want to run into a situation. Guess there wasn't a real reason not to counter that. Especially because I was adding Storm Count for Empty the Warrens. Sorry. Slightly distracted here at the end with my kids. I'm going to go ahead and go take care of them now. Alex here with Lucksack Games. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. I do have a custom URL for YouTube now, so it should be a little bit easier to share. Alex here with Lucksack Games, reminding you to have an awesome day.